Alright. Now we should be all set. We've got everything set up.
Yep.
He was just curious about the mic volume a little bit on it. Going back and forth, so... I think we're all set for this.
Good, let's get this donker on.
Yeah, man.
Alright guys, and we'll go ahead and get ready to start this up with a new game. Beautiful. Alright, and if we've got the timer reset back to 0, I'll give the countdown.
There we go.
Perfect. And starting in 3, 2, 1. Alright.
Awesome.
Let's just hope that, you know, the analog or the joystick actually stays up and waggles are perfect.
Yeah, no, none of that stuff we won't talk about because we don't want it to happen. That'd be very bad. So, yeah, this is Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii. If anybody couldn't have told that. So, just as a note for anybody watching, Chef is playing this game with a Wiimote and nunchuck, so he has to shake the Wiimote to roll, which is pretty much the bare necessity of this game, and the only reason that people enjoy running it, because I certainly would not want to walk through this game.
I mean, it's your daily dose of workouts, I would say.
I
mean, yeah.
Put a couple 2-pound weights on each arm, and man, 1 week later of running this game, you are ready.
You know, I mean, punch someone out, one shot, no problem. So 1-1 isn't typically interesting, just a lot of basic movement, and probably be over here in a few seconds with one long roll to the end. But everything's nice and chill in World 1, so long as Chef doesn't screw anything up.
Try not to.
I mean, if you're rolling, it's pretty hard to do.
I mean, he could miss jump and hit the first spring for all we know, but he didn't do that, so all happiness.
Alright, on to 1-2.
So something that's already apparent is that Diddy Kong is not per se a second hit or whatever it is. It's more so a power-up. Because without Diddy, your rolls are like 1.5 seconds long and you stop rolling. But with Diddy, you can do a continuous roll and it has a jetpack power-up.
And yes, he also does count for 2 hits. So he's
That's
both. He's a combo. Full package.
So doing a quick skip over there. I like being 7 seconds behind.
Yeah, me too.
On what Chefs is seeing.
It's lovely. Especially when I'm used to doing this every Monday. Made the cycle, very nice. Just needs to get up there. There you go. And makes the second one, nice.
This whole level's on a global cycle for these last wheels, which you do want to get.
Yep. And luckily Chef did get them.
Keep mashing A.
Yeah. I remember when I actually had to teach you that because you kept getting stuck in the menus. I'm like, do the things you need to do after you're in the loading screen.
Current PB for this is a 130. Oh, what is it like? 139.10.
Should I check real quick?
Yeah, it's 139.10. I know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I submitted that one to.
Okay.
Speedruns.
Yeah, then I want to know.
Because I was like, it was only a small jump that just kind of upped my... Oh boy. And first death.
Well, world record is 129. Chef's PB certainly isn't a 129.
Nope.
We all wish.
Yeah, this level is pretty awful without Diddy.
Yeah. Especially the jumps there that he missed. That trying to land on that without Diddy is pretty much next to impossible if it's off cycle.
Alright.
But recovered, no problem. Got through it. Moving on to 1-5, the first main barrel heavy level, which you really just wait and then mash A in a few places. Don't mess up the death jump.
Look, I really like that death jump though. Like, but alright, I'll try my best not to this time.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, you have 4 hits with Diddy, and it looks pretty similar or pretty easy right now, but don't be fooled, this is a hard game.
Beyond hard, especially with the number of things that can just trip you up at the worst possible moment.
Also the music, Craigasm.
Very much so. Gets the death jump. Very nice.
Alright.
Proud. And that's 1-5. Next up, we have the first auto-scroller of the game. And actually, thinking about it, this is the only Donkey Kong Country game where you actually die in one hit on an auto-scroller. Even the original trilogy, you had 2 hits with 2 Kongs. And in Tropical Freeze, you have 2 hits. In this game, any hit in an auto-scroller is instant death. And that's the worst. Because it's dumb and it should never happen. But it does, especially later on in a certain level Chef and I don't like, because it just seems random when you take a hit and die and lose 20 seconds for no reason.
I really hate those levels.
Yep.
There's not really a way to go faster, however you do save like a few milliseconds if you jump from slopes.
Yep.
And I think it's just on the down slope, or the the down and up that it slows you down. I thought it was just up slopes that really slowed you down on it. Just trying to skip up as much as you can.
Yeah. I don't think... I've tried jumping on down slopes, like right before they evened out, to see if it gave me a speed boost. It looks faster, but I can't be sure if it is or not.
Didn't go for the N, unfortunately. And at the end he got a pretty cool jump, and if he presses A on the right time, he gets 3 banana medals.
Which are very important. I guess we should mention that Chef is collecting coins because this game does have shops in 3 of the worlds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes to the shop 3 times to buy a key, and that opens up a different level. And generally when we do that, that level is faster. So you'll see that coming up in, I don't know, 20 minutes? I don't know how far we're in.
Yeah, you could say 20 minutes.
About, yeah. First boss fight. Lovely. Muggly. A big pain. Sometimes.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
You can do some double hits if you're fast enough.
And If you're not, you get spiked in the feet. Oh, that looked like it was it.
I thought it was.
Yeah, you hovered.
Could have done a double hit there, but you have to be super fast.
Alright, hold one down though.
Yep. And this is where it gets real. The optimal time, or the optimal way to do 2-1 immediately steps up the difficulty of this game. Oh, World 2.
We'll see if we can get it.
Yeah, we'll try 4. There's 2 jumps in 2-1 that are just insanely precise, and if he gets them, they save a minimal amount of time, but they also look cool, and that's what's most important here.
So, how was your day?
Fantastic so far.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
And he makes the crowd
And he
jump.
made it.
Nice. Nice. Taking the safety on the free jump, but nobody cares because that's what Chef does.
Oh, missed the
Made it.
second. But no, like, so far my day has been pretty good. I've been able to catch a lot of the runs here and there while at work. Been running since like 4 a.m. this morning. And now I just, man, it has been fantastic getting this run started. And honestly, it's not looking that bad.
That was a pretty sick 2-1, I gotta admit.
Yeah, though, you know, aside from missing that second jump, that getting the first jump was definitely a relief.
I think it makes up for that death in 1-3.
Oh, for sure. Alright, time for 2-2 Sloppy Sands. Nothing too special other than they're the crabs. They shoot, what are they? Squids at your face.
Yeah.
And you have to demolish the crabs from the inside. Their fortress, that is.
It's really amazing. It feels amazing when you do it.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a bit icky, I guess. Or a bit eh.
Yeah.
Did you run this game too, by the way?
I don't actually, which is kind of ironic, but I do know almost everything about it.
I mean, he is there every morning for the DK runs.
Yep. I mean, this was my first Donkey Kong Country game, but I played it on 3DS.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was hard. Very, very hard.
Fun fact, the 3DS version actually is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Some jumps that you can do on Wii, you can't actually do it on the 3DS.
There's also some
know
subtle
why.
differences, as we've noticed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when we were testing, actually this 2-2, I think that's when we noticed a couple different cycling on it.
Yeah, where Chef could make it through on good footing, and mine cycles would just never line up, even with the best play possible. I think it has more to do with in the tower section. I'm not 100% certain, but I think on the Wii, the cycles start as soon as you enter the tower, and on 3DS, they start as you get closer to the wheel, which is the main cycle that you're trying to make. I'm not certain on that, but there also are different IL times. And this is 2-3. First Rocket Barrel level, another auto-scroller, fun times.
Yo, you should be swaggy and do this whole level with only one button.
Only one button? Alright, so we're
Yeah.
thinking the A button, just smash it?
I don't know. Do stuff.
I mean, we can't see it, so just we'll pretend that you're doing whatever. I mean, I do all my auto-scrollers with one hand.
I am making sure that I keep everything going so far. Actually,
Have fun.
I've currently got the host of it. He's actually got control of my analog for the nunchuck. So
Oh my
he's
god!
Actually, yeah, I've got an architect currently away from the computer guys, and he is controlling the, the best he can with it. He's kind of letting it fall a little bit here.
NAR%.
Yeah, this is
You're saying
this is officially NAR% DK run, and we're getting closer here to the end, and he's gonna have to just make sure he is holding right as much as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2P1C 2-3 ending. Whoa.
Oh, and we missed it. All right, so we're gonna hold it. We're gonna hold it, and nailed it. All right, guys, we did it.
Yeah, this is officially a co-op run. Nice.
Guys, I keep on reaching back for my keyboard. I'm like, I want to split so bad, and I'm like, wait, I don't have any of the splits open.
I know the feel.
It's just so weird. Like, you instantly, like, you're at the end of the level. You're like, okay, I'm reaching over for. Oh, I don't have to hit that button.
Yeah. Try reaching over and hitting a different button. Feels even weirder.
I kind of don't want to because I'm afraid of what it might do.
Oh, it's the worst. I lost a PB because I hit the wrong key. And then I spent like 2 minutes paused trying to figure out which button I'd set it to skip the stupid split. Turns out it was on the other side of the keyboard. Lovely. Stupid global hotkeys.
Should probably never use your numpad when you're speedrunning.
Which is funny because that's actually what I have all my splits set to.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah, same here, but I mean under normal use, but in between levels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This level went by super fast, by the way. A lot of cannon balls, that's basically it. And then from here on out, this is the hardest part of the first half of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.5 is pretty ruthless, and if you're not careful with 2.7, it can go downhill really fast. Because you don't really want to do 2.7 without Diddy, if you don't have to.
Truth be told, I'm actually better without Diddy in the beginning. For
Yeah,
2.7, just because I know the cycles.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's optimal though.
I don't think it matters. I think the only cycle that matters is if you make the last one. However fast you get past that one.
Got full hearts.
You rolled underneath the tentacle. That's so RNG, if that's possible or not.
Okay, so it is RNG. Actually, fun fact about 2.7, I found out that there are 2 crabs that are not present on the 3DS version.
Huh.
That gave Chef a very hard time.
Yeah.
2 red crabs, to be exact, and those are the worst ones.
Yeah. Oh man, that sounds like a nightmare for you.
It's reoccurring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright guys, 2-7, we got this.
Yep. Nothing's gonna go bad here. 51 strats.
Yeah. The deal about this level is that there's like a giant tidal wave in the end, or in the background, and you need to be covered up, otherwise it's instant KO, doesn't matter how many hearts you have.
Yep. But luckily, at least in the IL, I've seen the space you can be peeking out of is a little bit forgiving. That plays more into a jump that Chef will not be doing because it's hard.
In my experience, it's rather unforgiving.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So hang out here with Mr. Krabs,
Yep.
and then go for the final sprint.
Yep.
There we go. Nice and safe.
51 strats every time. Very good 2-7.
Thank you. Alright, now we just gotta waggle vigorously to hope that we can start pounding that ground as quickly as possible on 2B.
Yeah, 2B.
Reminder to not underwaggle.
Yeah. I definitely did that, and then I tried to jump on the crabs here, and well, it didn't go well. I actually just reset my run this past Monday because of it.
Did you?
Yeah. That was like the first... Yep, he didn't want to register it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, he, for some reason, did not want to take the hit.
Oh, you know why? I think I know why that is. I think they have some sort of immunity when they're coming out of the ground and you're hitting them as they're in that immunity.
Like their own iframe, essentially?
Well, yeah, like spawn immunity.
Okay.
You ever played first-person shooters? Everybody hates being killed by someone that has spawn iframes. Pretty much what the crabs have. Or at least it seems like they have that.
They should have it.
Still crappy when it happens.
By the way, going back to Tropical Freeze for a bit, or back further too. There's like this one jump, and the runners actually kept doing that, and the results were always different. They think there's oscillation in the game. That's a good joke, by the way.
Yeah, that was easily disproved.
Yeah.
Or no, it's oscillate. Yeah, it is it's animation oscillation, not fucking. Oops, sorry. Subpixel. Because I'm not even gonna go into that. Subpixel crap. It's not subpixel stuff. I'm the first one to do that. Yay!
Alright guys, so on to 3-1.
It's because subpixel positioning is such a bogus theory that it's worthy of that curse, just for everyone to know.
You and your subpixels? Yeah,
I don't believe in
understand
it.
what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it is cycle oscillation between 2 frames of the roll, whether you can roll over small gaps or medium large gaps. Small gaps you usually always make it over.
So this is the introductory to the Ruins world.
Which is
And
fairly easy.
all I can say is look at the background. Especially in the end, you might see a fun statue.
Yeah. We have that in 6.3 and Tropical Freeze as well, and it's a very nice homage. No, don't you start. Don't do that. I see what you're doing.
You gonna donate to the swear? Again, you gotta donate for the swear jar.
Yep.
Yeah. If I had money, I would.
Sorry, I'm not trying to get money out of you, just...
Oh, I know. It's being a good sport. If you mess up, you gotta donate. I understand that. If we had made the incentive that Chef should donate $1 for every minute he's underestimate, he'd probably do his best to suck as much as he could.
Oh man.
Because your estimate is 2 hours, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very, very generous estimate, but there are rare occasions where runs have gone that bad that it would be close to it, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
Really hoping. You know, right now it's just good chicken, perfect hummingbirds. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, it's a really unforgiving game in terms of marathon runs.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chef is doing hummingbirds here.
And we got it.
Sweet. The only occurrence of these stupid birds in the game, and hitting them is no easy feat, especially when they can just hit you and have wonky hitboxes at times. But Chef did it. Everything's happy.
It's definitely worth it.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds late, but he skipped one of the barrels, saving, what, 4 seconds or so?
About, yeah. Which sometimes hasn't worked in the past, but you just see, something you'll probably hear a lot is hold right in this game. Holding the right is not easy.
It's really not. Like, sometimes you're angled slightly too high, slightly too low, and it just throws everything off.
Yeah, but there are notches. I wish I could say that on my Wii U controller.
Mm-hmm.
For all that Zelda goodness.
It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely, especially when you play with an analog. But for Chef, holding right is easy as pressing a button because he has a D-pad. Or no, you use analog?
Yeah, it's the nunchuck.
Oh yeah, right. You don't play with just a Wiimote. Nobody does that.
I did actually for my first like 3 runs.
Well, is that why they were 6 hours now?
They were
that makes sense.
So like they were the most grueling things. Like while you're holding it, you know, horizontally, trying to shake both arms, but make sure your thumb doesn't come off of the D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the run, your thumb has like an 1/8 of an inch indent. That's just raw from the run. It's just not always a fun time.
There was that one GDQ runner that was playing with only the Wiimotes.
Oh.
Well, now we know the mystery of why Chef took 6 hours to do his first run. It has been put to rest.
There may have been a couple other benefactors to that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, aside from, you know, lack of game knowledge and all that really actual important stuff that contributes, Wiimote's not very good by itself. Also, this is 3-4, lots of rolling, pressing buttons and jumping. That's really it for 3-4.
I actually noticed new Super Mario Bros. Wii runner, and he only did it with the Wiimote. I told him, yo, you can use the nunchuck. You can?
That's actually what happened at the end of my 3rd run. They were like, I think it was someone that said, you know you can put the nunchuck in, and I was like, what? You mean I don't have to sit here and just shake my arms? And they're like, no, you still do. But at
Miracles
least now you
do
can
exist.
rotate. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for him it was way too late. For you, we were just in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Ramby never wants to be kind to me here.
Yeah, something special about 3-6 here. Is the only... Oh, okay, yeah, is to pound the crate and then roll off of it. That's always fun.
I'll just wait for the next pop.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
It was lovely. But yeah, this is the only Ramby stage in the game, which I am jealous of Returns for having one Ramby stage. And Tropical Freeze we have 3 and 2 if you know how to do it right.
The lava level at the end, the Dosido level, and
2-2.
oh yeah.
If you do 3-3 right, you don't use Ramby though. Which is a godsend, but 6-8 is so boring. I don't like it. But yeah. Praise the game devs for putting Ramby in one mandatory level.
Yeah. He was in 1-3 as well, but you don't pick him up there because it's slow.
Oh yeah. True. So the startup to Ramby's charge animation is, I think, 1/4 of a second compared to DK's roll, which is 1/10 of a second? I think. I'm not sure on that. Ramby's slow.
Alright, on to 3B. I just gotta pray for the greatest RNG right now. The past 4 runs have not had it.
So, there's 3 bosses in this game. Well, actually every boss in the game has RNG, but there are 3 bosses in particular that RNG plays a massive role in whether you lose a ton of time or you get through it without losing too many of your brain cells. This is one of them, and it looks as though Chef got 3 bombs, but he just couldn't pick the second one up, unfortunately.
At least he hit 2, that's the magic number.
Yeah.
You don't want to hit more. Aw, you threw one away.
He's being uncooperative. 4 is good though. Not too
Four
bad.
is still better than what I've been getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially what you want is to hit him twice in the first phase, then 3. Because once he has 3 hits, he will drop down that nuke. And everything else, or at least you don't get the quick second cycle.
Alright, come on now.
What's the best RNG? You can start this last phase with him only needing 1 hit, and that's the best case scenario. But it doesn't happen all the time.
Very rarely happens to me lately.
But 3 bosses down without too much of a hassle. That's good. That's a frustrating place to be. All happy that's done.
Now it's time for the hardest world, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Good luck. You need it.
Yeah. This is where the run gets real. I mean, remember all those insta kills we were talking about before? On auto scrollers. That's yeah. Also, sub 30 World 3. That was really good.
Thank you. I actually haven't even seen the timer yet, so I'm just...
Oh, I just looked at it now. I was like, I wonder if that was sub 30, because that looked pretty good.
Still pretty solid.
Okay, so World 4. Again, hardest world in the game. Absolutely. And the nice thing about every first level of every world, if you might have noticed, is that there's a nice transition from the previous world into the new world, which is a nice aesthetic by the developers.
Have you guys heard of the Fun Patch?
Yes.
I still want to play it.
Yep. Heard of it, never seen it, want to see it.
For those that don't really know what it is, it's a modification to DKCR made by someone who made a map editor, world editor, whatever for Metroid Prime. Since DKCR is on the same engine, it works for that game too. Aruki made, yeah, basically what he did is he modified the world map to make the perfect 80% route with input from the developer, from the community, of course.
Yep. So the Fun Patch takes out all or most of the levels that would cause people to not want to ever look at this game because it goes so slow. But it also adds in a lot of other fun levels, like some of the K levels that you don't see in any percent.
4 temple levels, only 2 bosses. You end on World 9.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's pretty cool.
Why wasn't that submitted? Where's DKS at? Not running Fun Patch. Next time. Next time.
I'm the only one with a run still.
I
More
know.
people.
Should do it more.
Yeah, I should. By the way, something a little bit subtle that you probably don't know if you don't know the game, but instead of being in the minecart, Donkey Kong is riding on top of the minecart and jumps from cart to cart. Which is different than being in the minecart, because now you can actually speed it up a little bit by aiming towards the front of the new minecart, to say it like that.
Yeah, for all the
Give
frames.
it a little boost.
But sometimes if you overshoot it, you die. And
I don't...
You died.
When does that happen?
oh, I'm not saying it happens to you. I'm just saying it's a feasible thing.
You know, it's just like every, 4th or 5th time I do it.
I mean, I've never seen you actually die on these before, but I mean, you make it. I'm okay. We should get this out of the way right now. Chef is the master dancer of Death. Death is his mistress, and he dances with her unbelievably well. So, you might see some moments where you might have a mini heart attack because you think he's gonna die, and he almost did die. And you won't hear Chef say anything. He'll just be like, yeah, that happened. And inside, he's probably like, ha 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 ha. So, just know that he's a master. He is a master.
World 7.
7-3.
Okay, time for another shop visit.
Yep. Second of the shop visits. The third visit is partially different. More on that later. Anything to get to the boss faster. And if you hadn't noticed, this is the auto-scroller world. And typically it could be the hardest if it were hard. I mean, insta kills, man. Those make everything harder.
Really do. Like, as soon as I tried out Tropical Freeze, and I was like, wait, are you telling me I can take multiple hits on this?
Yeah.
Going back to running DKCR, I was like, alright, yeah, I can take a hit, and all of a sudden I'm like, no, I can't. That's wrong game now, and just a little bit more nerve-wracking per level. You're like, alright, I cannot get too close to anyone, I can't drop a input. So I kind of danced with one of those moles just then. Thought I was gonna stay a little bit higher, but...
Yeah, but yeah, again, Returns is the only insta-kill auto-scroller of the, or it has insta-kill auto-scrollers out of the entire Donkey Kong Country franchise. The hearts mean nothing. Going to be wrapping up the auto-scrollers here, though.
Yeah, luckily it's the shortest world.
Yeah. Not no 8-minute auto-scroller like that Pac-Man one we saw earlier. Oh my god. I lose my mind after that.
Alright. And getting ready to start up on 4B.
The actually only interesting part of World 4. In 4B, it's the same premise. You're on a minecart, but instead of moving on a scripted path, well, which you are, but you're not locked onto it, and instead you have full movement over the cart. And the intended way of doing this is the moles throw a bunch of pickaxes and bombs and stuff at you, and you're supposed to avoid them. If you wait until, or if you have Diddy, you don't have to wait, but if you are timing it well with a good precise roll jump, you can jump straight to the cart, as Chef does right there, and that saves an absolute ton amount of time on the boss.
Yeah, and it's already a long fight.
Yeah. And then here after, I'm gonna try something that took him a few times to get down.
Yeah, the timing on that was just... I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out, but once I got it, I was like, oh, what was I doing this entire time?
Yeah. Well, if you go too early, there's actually a death plane there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've done it.
Yeah, he's done it.
Yeah. Same.
I've danced with it.
The magic number is 7. Only runners know what it means.
I thought that mole wasn't gonna move.
He's also been booped off by the moles. But if you don't know what we're talking about, it saves time to jump from the carts as soon as they fall apart. As soon as the death plane moves, you can jump to the next cart. The one that you were supposed to be standing on connects with the other 4 in front of you, and it saves more time. This is really a glorified auto-scroller. It's quite nice. I'd like to see what they could do with a temple level auto-scroller to make it interesting. To make it unnecessarily difficult.
We know that Retro is capable of making good auto-scrollers.
Mm-hmm.
Or levels in general.
This boss is also the worst on mirror mode, but it's done.
It is over.
Oh.
We're finally on to World 5. This is kind of where things get fun.
And difficult, but mostly fun.
Yeah. But more fun than anything else. It's more interesting than the first half of the game.
First of all, another introduction cutscene from the cave to the forest world.
I always loved that. I was so happy when I figured out you could skip that second spore or whatever the heck it is. It's like, oh, that's a thing you can do. I like it. I want to do that.
I actually did not pick up on that for the longest time. I was like, oh, if you hit this, you can do it. Collect some extra coins. Go.
5-1 isn't too bad. It's early into mid, late-ish World 5 that can be a problem.
Yeah, the infamous hard level trio.
Yeah.
I also like how there are these two finds in this level where you have to wait like a few seconds for. And in my first few runs, Speedrunner Recalled was like, oh, I should have waited here, and then I died. Probably recognizable.
Oh yeah. And yeah, when you want to swing to that vine and it just swings away and then you're holding the grab button and Donkey's like, no!
That too.
Yep. That'll happen at top of the freeze too. Alright, 5-1. He's done.
It's pretty consistent.
Yep. And on to 5-2. This isn't too bad. This is the start of pain.
It's got some fun jumps.
Yeah, it looks really
definitely.
cool.
There's some fun some fun speed tricks.
We'll see if we can get a couple of them in here.
I have trust in you.
Same. Even stopping to wait the cycle.
There are a lot of Diddy barrels in this level, like 5 or so. So definitely don't feel afraid to, well, get hit a few times.
That's the first jump. Very clean so far. See, they put up. See, this is where all the barrels in 5-4 went. Was into this stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's only one in 5-4, as any runner knows.
Talking about totems?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
And here's the second one. Just jump up on top of that. Nice.
That's actually intended.
Absolutely.
Then we go down there. Are you going for the last cool trick? No, you're not.
No,
He never does that one.
Yeah, that one I still have to try that one, but we'll see.
It's really difficult. Only like the top runners go for it.
I mean, I've seen him go for it, miss it, and then be saved by the swinging grab thing. That was... that was a good time, but nowhere near as good as his 7-3 save, if you ever want to watch that clip.
It's
my
out there.
gosh. Whew. Chef's motto, I didn't die.
It really is like that. I live off of that. Just, but did I die?
No. I lost 6.5 seconds, but I didn't die.
Oh, if that's all.
You saw the clip I'm talking about, right?
No.
Really? Oh gosh.
I don't think he was in the channel for that clip, and I just kind of left it at that. You know, no one else needs to see it except for, you know, the people that were there. And I did it. Yep. All right, second death. That's fine. I just hesitated on my.
I should have.
Is that only the second death?
Yeah.
Good going.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's really impressive.
My last marathon run was 12 deaths. Let's see what happens.
Oh. We still have those
World 6.
and 8-5.
Yeah, I had to donate 12 euros for that.
Oh, you're doing Eurobertaf?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, good recovery. We're out of it.
Alright, yep. Solid recovery out of 5-3. That stage is a nightmare to do fast, but it looks really good. As does this next stage.
Exactly, Arctic. But did I die? Yeah, I did.
Alright, here comes 5-4, tip and totems.
Gosh.
Quite
This
a
is
fun
the-
level when you know it.
Yeah, definitely. It has the hippopotamus of death.
As
I'd like
well
to
as-
imagine that's a thing.
Yeah, it's also the home of Zubats. Making it safe. Don't trust that totem, Chef.
I know. I was just talking to myself, thinking like, man, should I trust the totem today? And I'm like,
No.
nah, he wasn't very good to me
Never.
the other day.
Okay, this is the Alley of Death. Pretty nice. That's the hippopotamus of death.
The Whisper Totem. And the Zubat Parade.
Do we get... No, we don't get the fast Zubats.
No, that's still one strat that I am trying to figure out and feel more comfortable with.
And pound the gong. Don't fall in the hole.
Who would do that?
That's happened to you one time, and I will never forget it.
I've
Oh.
never done that before.
So fun fact, that hole that's just underneath the barrel, the finish, yeah, it's actually a black hole and you just die if you
Oh, it's
fall
a void.
vertically into it.
I would have hit a secret barrel in there, but I guess the developers were actually nice people.
I mean, a lot of people think that's just a little secret hidden there. No, it's the void. It's the tiki. It's the totem void.
And if you remember level 1-5, well, this is kind of a part 2 of that.
Although a lot better in my opinion.
Definitely. More skips.
Yep. And also the transitions between sections are just awesome to look at.
Yeah. Like somewhere at the end or at the beginning, you can just, if you time it right, you can skip 2 sections where you normally have to pause, like in one try.
Oh yeah, Chef, there's also a Q on the teeth, by the way.
Ah,
I never did tell you that, but I'll tell you that in the future. I don't want to pressure you with
oh
it.
no,
like-
we'll revisit it on some ILs, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Those
I know
teeth.
I know the skips, I just don't know that cue, so it's just kind of a, let's play it safe every time, and maybe once in a while we test the waters.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's paid off. Alright, I don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoy 5-8, like, it's just so fun.
Anyone with arachnophobia, look away now. You've been warned.
If you've played this game and there's one level that you're bound to remember, this is it.
A lot of people think those are fruits, and I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're eating on the fruits, but
Yeah.
those are clearly spiders.
Yeah, spider eggs. Yep. I was always intrigued by the sound they made when you pounce on them, though. It's very satisfying. Bonks. Also, purple spiders are the worst.
Yes. Going pretty fast here is actually so relaxing to look
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. We should have someone IL that where you can't roll in this level.
Alright, and we escaped.
Alright. Everybody can look back now. We're away from the phobia-ness. That's not a word, I made that up.
I believe you.
Thank you.
Alright, and on to 5B. Now this one I got in such a groove with that it was almost feeling perfect, and have not been able to find that magic spot back where I can just dance with him.
Yeah, this is one of the more less frustrating bosses, if that makes sense, where it's kind of RNG, where I don't even know what the heck that is. I'm just gonna call it an electro worm. Electro worm. You can manipulate it to follow you around.
Yeah, he's got Manga Ruby. I wouldn't call it RNG. It's pure manipulation. Yeah, what you have to do is you have to hit all 5 of the switches to open the windows, because he's allergic to light. And then jump on him and repeat that 3 times.
Yep. Getting faster each time with less space to hit, because you can't hit his head. You have to hit the body. Not difficult. Only risky runs if your chef happen to let go and fall into the water. Oh, that was fun.
Yep, and apparently hitting his head just perfectly there. There we go. But this actually is a pretty solid setup for 6-1 to go IL strats with.
Yes. That was a bogus hit, though.
Yeah. I thought we had it.
Now, coming up, probably
My most stressful worlds.
most debatable world. A lot of people don't think this is difficult. I'm not a huge fan. It looks really difficult, but if you know it, it's not too bad. World 6. So this is a cliff area. And I don't even know where to start with this world. There's a bunch of stuff that can kill you. There's tar that slows you down. 9.6 in the 3DS version is absolutely awful.
You're not wrong.
I should do World 9 speedruns. That'd be cool. Oh! Makes the ledge hop. I like that.
There we go.
Skip the barrel. Over the tar. Falling in the tar here significantly slows you down and reduces your jump height ridiculously. And some barrel skips. Very nice. The second one was a little bit close for comfort, but don't worry about it.
But did I die?
No. Didn't even take a hit. Very clean ending section. And for the
But did you
stupidest...
die?
Alright, Annie gets the gold barrel. The ending there is really annoying at times, where you can just sit there, dance on it, lose 30 seconds, and it's like, come on, just end the level already! Nara agrees, he hates that level as well. And now we're on to the level that Chef hates.
Oh
This is 6-2. This is an auto-scroller. Remember when we keep reiterating about the insta-kills? Yeah, there's one that seems to be really unfair. We'll see if he dies on it. You'll hear the moans 10 seconds in advance.
I do
It's
not like
stupid.
it.
It's stupid, I agree. Someone has to research it, though. Alright, sounds like we got past it. Yep, okay, so those two tikis there, one with the N on top of it. For whatever unknown reason that we do not know, or maybe someone knows and we just don't know it, you take the bottom, which is... Why don't you just go topside, now that I think about it? If you take the bottom...
I've never gone for the top side. It's like, it's just a... natural thing to just fall to it and then jump off. But I was like, every time I look at it, I tell myself, I'm like, I should just go topside.
Yeah.
I take topside, for example.
See?
Yeah. So you never hear Rye bitching about it. It's not a curse. Don't worry about it. It's not, okay? That's an actual term. But yeah, those tikis, if you go bottom, you can clip the corner of the top one's hitbox and die instantly. And it's always fantastic to lose 20 seconds there, but it didn't happen this time. Chef, you're gonna learn topside, and I'm never hearing about that ever again.
Alright, this Monday morning, topside.
You tell that person.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Every level has its own kind of gimmick to it.
Alright, so there goes the third death because I was stupid about how I did this. I didn't roll to the end of that.
Yeah, ledges in this game. The platforms that you can jump through the bottoms of, DK kind of has a hard time ledge hopping on them. It's only the third death though, that's really good. Though keeping it going for 6-3, virtually unaffected, no cycles need to be made here or anything like crazy like that.
Make sure I don't clip through the level again.
Yep. Don't hit that unnecessarily high death plane right there. God knows that sucks. PB is not death-free, Arctic. Yep, I remember teaching you this. Watching world record run. Hey, Chef, that's free. You should do that. Okay.
Wait, PB is... I didn't think there were any deathless runs.
There are not.
No. Even world record has 2 in it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do have a deathless run, that's generally because you played some part of the game safe. Yeah, world record has 2 deaths in it. I think 1 is in 5-3? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that record.
It's easy to die. Yeah. Like at 129, that's just wowzers.
Yeah. Even 130. Anything close to that. Anything below 135 is pretty insane.
Yeah, I should focus on getting at least below 140.
Yeah, you should.
Please don't.
Yeah, see?
Okay, fine. I'll play a game with hats. And I'm not talking about Odyssey.
That's a good game, too. Yeah, Nar caught that hover over that barrel.
What hover over a barrel?
That didn't go unnoticed. I saw that, too. I just didn't point it out. Thanks, Nar.
I'm just glad that there's no face cam or anything like that, because if so, you guys would have seen me just kind of like cringe a little bit, like,
Yeah, this game is all motion controls, which is stupid.
Well, like I said, there's a hack for it, but...
Does that make your
It's
run
not-
invalid? Or...
honestly, I would allow it, but it's not
Yeah.
only up to me. But only for the reason to like make the game more accessible
Yeah.
or fun to run.
I mean, Chef doesn't really care. He's all about Diddy and Wiimotes.
I really am. I love every second of it.
You know, he tried to optimize an IL in Tropical Freeze that was already a Dixie level with Diddy.
I did it. Did I not?
Yeah, and guess what? It's 2 seconds slower because Diddy can't make the jump at the end. And he also, and I believe in his RTA attempts, did the Tropical Freeze with a Wiimote.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Here's some context, by the way. Diddy is a god in Returns. However, he's literal trash in Tropical Freeze. That's all Cranky and then sometimes Dixie. However, I believe Diddy was better underwater.
Yes, absolutely.
He is used in at least one level.
It's used in like 5, I think.
5? Oh.
That's an estimated guess, though. I
Okay,
think
anything that's not World 5?
World 4.
4, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
5 is Jello World.
Mm-hmm. Best world. I mean, Diddy is also RTA optimal in World 3 for one level, as I found out if you make that barrel cycle, which I was lied to, and I was told that you could not, or it was more optimal to come into that level with Cranky, and then, or no, come into that level with the Kong already on your back, switching to it.
Bramble Scramble?
Stage. No, 3-3 and 3-4. Before it was said that you should only go into 3-4 if you get Dosido, or you should only go into 3-4 with Cranky if you get Dosido. I found that to be not true recently, and I don't give a crap. I do it my way, and I go into 3-4 with Cranky whether I get it or not. Because I was told that both Diddy or Dixie, depending on how fast you do it, if you do it fast you get Diddy, if you do it a little slow you get Dixie. Either or is fine for that stage. Neither is necessarily faster, but Dixie is a little bit easier. Because she's just overpowered and every casual player loves her.
I mean, of course. Cranky is just hard to control, and Dixie is just Diddy with the extra heights.
Mm-hmm.
So what's not to laugh about her?
Yeah, Nar. Exactly. And I now have world record on that level, and I'm very proud of it.
I was there for the day you got the world record for it.
Yep, and then I got bopped not even 12 hours later. Then I got it back a week later. All is good.
I'm proud of you.
Also, we just totally missed 2 levels, didn't we? Oh, well.
Yeah, but, I mean, not a lot was going on. Boulder, actually, Boulder was difficult, but the only thing was at the end.
Yeah. The Boulder skip, and then Crumble Canyon, the only real notable part was the auto-scroller at the end with the giant flaming orb that makes no sense.
Yeah. I also like how we're talking a lot about Tropical Freeze.
Well, that runs tomorrow by me, so, I mean, I'm fine with it.
At what time? 16:05. Yeah, I can be there.
Cool.
Oh, fourth death now. I completely spaced on how I was supposed to jump from those platforms.
Oh, wow. Well, if you committed, you would have been fine, actually.
Yeah, I realized that as soon as I started pulling back left, and I was like, oh, wait, no, I would have been fine here.
When I watched a casual playthrough of this game, they were doing co-op. They could not, for the life of them, figure out the cycles to these cannons. They literally, like, made every roll jump. They didn't figure it out. Even dying, like, 75 times, they did not figure it out. It was unbelievable.
That's an achievement.
I know. It doesn't get more ignorant than that. My goodness.
Oh yeah, the end is pretty mean.
Yeah.
You only have 1 second to jump away in this level.
There we go. Good recovery.
Very nice. No huge deaths at all. The 6-8 is a fun level. In returns, it's the worst in Tropical Freeze, but in returns, it's a very nice barrel level with some pretty swaggy looking shots, but you only get 1 shot out of most barrels in the stage, if not all of them.
I think it's right. I'm pretty sure it is all of them.
Yeah. Not a super hard stage, but if you're trying to make every cycle, it can be. Useless Gong at the beginning, except for puzzle percent. So returns puzzle percent, we need that.
Do we?
I don't think it's a thing yet.
Well, if you run it, I'll make the category.
Chef, you know what to do.
Oh boy.
After
I
fun
mean,
pass, of course.
The only active mod in this game that's not me is Mr. Tiger.
Yeah. Huh, they are all death barrels.
Yep.
Or one-shot barrels, rather. Oh, no, there's one. That's not a one-shot.
Yeah, but you can't fail that.
Yeah.
Also, like, every flooring is crumbling, so technically you do have only one shot.
Well, you could hover and roll back under that. There is a nice bouncy platform. I don't think it's on a crumbly block, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't look like it.
The last one did.
Okay. Yeah, these are the cycles that we were talking about, Chef making. Normally, sometimes you'd have to wait for the barrels to go side to side.
There we go.
You have a minimal control over some of these barrels, and you can swing left or swing right to intercept the barrels rather than having to wait for them. Very useful in a casual playthrough. And if you do it right, you can actually make it all the way to the top without missing in that last section. Or having to wait, rather.
I know in some of my previous runs I actually was making all of those cycles at the end, and recently, I don't know what it is, I just kind of like freeze up. I'm like, do I make this next one? And oh, alright, so Thugly. Oh, Thugly.
I don't know anyone that has a history, more of a history with Thugly than Chef does, because of things like that. And Thugly has a very stupid hitbox, similar to Frederick in Tropical Freeze. A lot of comparisons.
Ooh, Frederick.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think Thugly is a little bit easier, but oh my goodness.
He's easier. There's more to talk about him. He's purely manipulatable, as in you exactly know what he's gonna do when. And if you are missing a heart, like you have 3 or 1 heart remaining, and you hit him, you will 99% of the time you will get a heart from him. So that's pretty cool.
I think that's a universal rule. At least for, I'm not so sure, but I know it's not Tropical Freeze. And with bosses, when you're solo DK in Tropical Freeze, you have that like ridiculously high chance of getting a heart when you have 1 left. That's what makes Fugu abuse possible.
No, it definitely shines out amongst the crowd here.
Okay, well, you run the game, I don't. You know more.
If only that was true with the chicken boss.
Oh, man.
Yep. There's 2 bosses, the 3 bosses we mentioned that RNG play a big role into. That was first the 3rd boss, and unfortunately 7 and 8, the last 2 bosses. But we'll wait for that unpleasant time when it comes.
Yeah. Okay, Fugly is really mad right now, and there we go to the final stage. And here's another trick that you probably see. Hey, why is Chefs literally jumping into a fireball? Basically just for the sake of the speedrun, doing a damage abuse.
Similar to what you did in your ape run towards the final boss, where you took the hit from the, was it the chop?
Giant yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like him chopping 5 times, he only chops 1 if you get hit.
Yep. Similarly here, if you don't take the hit, that fireball goes way up high and then takes its sweet time splitting up like that.
Just like that.
And that wastes time. That's never fun. But that's okay. We got 1, that's what matters.
Alright.
And Fugly's down. Now we head into a little bit of a break world, kind of. It's my personal favorite world. Not as hard as 6.
Same here. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's slowly
What?
growing on me.
Yeah.
I only don't like the 2nd level.
It's actually one of my favorite ones.
Okay, what is your favorite level?
Probably because I'm a band student, or I used to be, 7-7.
Okay, for me it's Switcheroo 7-6.
Yeah. Very, very ingenious levels. I think this is the only silhouette level in the game, right? Or in the
Only
run?
silhouette in the speedrun, yeah.
Yes.
And if you look at the backgrounds, you can see some stuff. Mr. Game & Watch, Cried Skull from Metroid Prime, and Mr. Game & Watch right on our screen right now.
Yep. I never
That's
noticed
it.
that until you pointed it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, there he is.
You're welcome.
As I struggle with basic jumps.
Yeah. I mean, when you clip your toes, you don't quite hop up on the platform. Basic jumps are hard.
They really
Yeah,
are.
this is definitely a selling point of the game, and there are only 3 silhouette levels. There's a sunset level, and the first world's in the lava level.
Yeah. So 1, 4, 7, 1, and 8, 4. I also noticed a lot of similarities between where they place the levels in the worlds. Like, all the auto-scrollers in Tropical Freeze, for example, have a 2 or 4 in the second digit slot. Because you have 1, 4, 2, 4, or 5 for World 3, 3, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2, and 6, 4. So 3, 5, really the only important auto-scroller in the game. For switching Kongs is the outlier, but, you know, that's how things go.
There goes the fumes.
Yep. And that clears up. Wouldn't it be cool if you could play all of World 7 in a silhouette?
Definitely.
It'd be really interesting if they did that. This is 7-2. This is a lot of pistons in it, which is the gimmick of this level. So, Reich, why don't you like this level exactly?
I just can't speedrun it to the fullest extent, or like super fast. I don't know why. I always mess up.
I think I IL'd this stage with Chef one day in practice, and I was like, hey, this is not too bad at all.
I should do that, probably.
Yeah. Especially, it feels really good when you make these giant crusher cycles. If you think you can make it through the first one in 1, and you can make it through the second one in 2, and it's really, really good. Ooh. Ooh. Almost got pinched.
Oh.
Very good, taking the damage boost. Don't really need Diddy coming up here.
Didn't go for the fast cycle. Then again, taking it safe is also really important.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Very nice. Being crushed is so wasteful on time. You just don't want it to happen.
So, next up would be a really long level.
Oh, that level is...
Yeah, it would be. Except we go to the shop, and the thing about this shop is not only do we buy the key for World 7, but we also grab some Nano Juice, which I'm going to remind you to equip coming up here
Please
in a
do.
few minutes. Yep. That'll become more apparent later on.
It's pretty easy to forget,
Yeah.
for the reason that you never do it otherwise. But yeah, we skip a pretty long auto-scroller level. It's a rocket barrel one.
Mm-hmm.
For the shortest level in the game.
That would be 7-3. Very good stage. Thought he had Diddy there. But oh my gosh. Let's just see how he plays this.
For sure. I mean, it's pretty handy.
Oh.
Okay, I'm out.
No, that was just a... I was like, yeah, I can make this quicker. No.
Nope. Well, unfortunately,
So
he did
That's
die.
4 deaths?
Yes.
I think that puts me up to 5, actually.
Oh yeah, because you died in 6, 7? I think?
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. So little skip over there, another little skip, don't have to wait for the hands. Obviously, when you hear that, he's already like past it for 8 seconds.
Well, if you're watching his stream, then it's right on time.
Alright.
Well,
So-
he died once.
Yeah, but that's... I can work with that.
Y'all probably wouldn't believe that clip if I showed it to you. He almost died twice. In
Times.
no, was it 3 times? I thought it was twice.
I'm pretty sure it was 3.
I mean, I know it was twice that I had a heart palpitation, but woo! Good stuff. Okay, now these are some interesting levels. If you want to explain it, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so these levels are not circular, these are square on the world map, and that's really important because they're actually part of a trio of levels where not only do you have to reach the end, there are also switches hidden within these levels, and you need to hit all these switches. If you forget it, you have to do this level all over again. And that's definitely not recommended. And here he comes up at the first switch. You can see the wheel turning already. But yeah, you need to hit all 3 switches, one in each stage, to continue.
Unless you're blown away with your pace, it's really difficult to miss these. I've never seen someone miss them. I'm sure that has happened though.
Well, not the first one. Maybe the one in Switcheroo.
That's 6.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh. Trying to get swaggy with the time saves. That's okay.
I can still work with that.
Yeah, the only one you really forget is 7-6, because that's the only one you have to go back for. 7-5 and 7-7 are right on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 8. So we're gonna take a second here and just wait for everything.
At least you're dying on the
Checkpoint.
on the place where you can get an easy ditty.
Mm-hmm.
There's another checkpoint in this level. And then there's the end section, and you really want Diddy there. And if you die, there's no way to get Diddy back anymore.
There we go.
Amazing.
Love those bonks.
No, he died like 3 times, start detect.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm like, did he just skip 7? He said, okay, that's 6, and then dies again. He's like, well, that's 8. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait.
I heard that, and I wasn't sure. I'm like, okay, he might have said 7, and then Nar confirmed it. I'm like, okay, I was right. He didn't say 7.
Oh. Alright, so we're stuck at 7?
I believe so.
I can work with that.
Just wanted to skip 7, and I'd just like to point out, Chef is not hitting the barrel multiple times when he hits the DK slot in the barrel. Good job, Chef.
I proud you.
Oh, that's because he doesn't have to reach for the split key.
Yeah, exactly. See?
There are perks to not having to do that. If I run without splits, I can just retime the run and save all that time I would spend pounding on the barrel for no reason.
Okay, so the best level. You press a switch, platforms go away, other platforms come back. That's all you need to know.
Yep. Just don't mix your colors up.
Done it a couple times.
I'd like to see a colorblind person play this level. Because, I mean, there are minute differences between the blue and the red, because the red's a little bit darker, but for the most part, it is.
Yeah, I don't think this would be like that big a problem for colorblind people.
I mean, yeah, not too huge of a deal. It can get a little confusing, like if you're trying to do it fast and towards the later sections. Not this one here, but sometimes it can be. I don't know.
I didn't go for the grab like I should have. That's fine though.
Oh god. Okay, that's 8.
That's 8. Oh yeah, and there's no Diddy here.
Yeah.
So you just take some damage over there.
Gets the deep roll jump. That's very difficult to do, actually.
Oh! I thought I was still in frame.
9.
Yep.
And he died by fire.
This level actually has my favorite way to die is when you, at the end, when you hit the switch and you get pushed off the death plane. It's like, oh, that felt good.
Yeah, if you're way too fast. I know that feel.
Yep, I've done that. That felt nice. Damn it, Chef. That's 10.
I know.
Calm. Calm.
It's the same spot. I just can't get those platforms. There we go.
Yeah.
And then
I knew it. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Okay. Remember when we discussed you wouldn't need serious time?
I know. It wasn't gonna be until like, you know, later on, and I'm like, oh yeah. Alright, let's get out of that level.
Yeah, there we go. Without dying on the corners of these platforms, very good.
Yeah. If you don't roll, you're safe. Alright.
Now for my favorite level, because I am a very big music enthusiast. It's funny though, because I hate 2-3 and 3-1 in Tropical Freeze, which are both tied to the music. This level, the aesthetic is very pleasant to me and doesn't aggravate the crap out of me. So, everything in this level is on the global cycle with the music. And, I mean, you all might be able to hear it. I can't, because I have all the audio muted. And he gets flattened there, that's normal. Other than that, this is a very fun stage. Not too hard. The only thing I don't really like about it is this stupid water at the end.
No, I don't really dislike it. I actually use the water to gain some distance.
Well, casually it pissed me off because I'd be sitting on a platform and the water would come up underneath me and push me off. Like, well, what the heck was that for, game?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's... I haven't IL'd this stage. Pretty sure if I did, I would enjoy the water. Yeah, I am, Nar. Go away.
Alright. We got through the cycling. Got the switch.
I'm watching the big ones, okay?
Now.
Doggone it!
Yeah.
There we go.
I need a few more marathons under my belt before I get my tongue under control. Thank goodness he didn't wait for the hammer to go all the way to the other side like he has done in a couple runs. Sitting there on every platform for a good 10 seconds waiting for it to move. Okay. Now we have our first interesting auto-scroller. Chef doesn't have to split on it.
But you're in a rocket!
Yeah, but you're going up instead of sideways. It's different.
But I've been thinking about splitting on it. Like, it's ingrained in my brain now to split on this.
You know, if it's ingrained in your brain, we'll just pop your splits up real quick and we'll start the run on 7R. So that way you can get an easy world record. All you gotta do is boss and World 8 and you're good.
Sold?
Yeah. Beat the game in 20 minutes. Oh, he started on 7R. Okay.
floating, floating.
It floats.
Some floats.
There we go.
And then bananas.
The rain of the bananas. Just ignoring them. It's like, get out of my face, I don't need you.
That's actually the objective of the game, get your bananas back.
Exactly, and Chef doesn't care.
Nope.
The objective of the game is to actually punch the moon.
That's why I play it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, that banana explosion was pretty nice, though. Get you up there.
Alright, so we're looking for a 360 and then a crouch. And
Yep.
hope for a good cycle.
So this is 7B. This is the second boss in the run that is highly dependent on RNG, so... I think, what is his name? Professor Cluck? I don't even remember.
Feather Fiend, that's all I know. Does he have a real name?
Yeah, in the image gallery he has a real name.
Ah.
Colonel Pluck, I think, actually. Yeah, Colonel Pluck, that's his name. So, he has this giant mech thing, which,
Yeah,
in retrospect,
Colonel.
is really cool. Yeah, Colonel Pluck, because, you know, chicken, popcorn, funny. Oh,
Haha.
yeah, that's it. So, he walks back and forth like a dunce and just kind of wastes time, and unfortunately, he doesn't 360 crouch for us the first time. Or the second time.
Yeah, it's never the second time. Almost.
Yep, so he gets the general third time and then just wails on that spot there. And you gotta do that 3 times before you get to go to phase 2. And all of the time waste is in this first phase where he just decides to be a pain. And sometimes you can do that, which is very nice. But most of the time you're stuck waiting for him walking side to side.
Which he does.
Yep.
Sometimes it goes super fast, so you don't know when.
I think it depends on the total cycle. Like,
Yeah, it depends on the cycle, that's true, but like, if he does it at the beginning or at the end.
oh, I see what you... Well, I think that has to do with your proximity, too. Because he'll do one quick step, and usually that's when you're close to him, because he'll try to sidestep you. Okay, that's...
Should we go for the double hit?
Absolutely. You've been doing good at it. So now he's in his second phase. The objective is to
Oh, didn't get it.
bop Mr. Chicken on the head, and as you probably heard, Chef didn't get it. You bop him on the head, and what he wants to do is bounce on him a couple times and hit him a second time while he's in the air.
Couldn't
And
get it
a
on the
third
second
time.
route.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So, no double hits, but Chef can play
Yeah.
it safe at all of his
An
hearts.
extremely difficult strat.
Very good.
He just fell down to the right. I've never seen that before.
Alright, and that's World 7. Best World's over. And now we...
Nano juice?
Nano Juice.
Yeah, don't forget Nano Juice.
Yep. So we're moving on to World 8. This... Oh, I didn't like this world in casual. 8-2 and 8-3, they're just the worst. 8-1 was pretty bad too, but you'll see why. There's a specific reason we use banana juice, and if you're playing on the Wii version, it gives you 10 additional hits on top of your 4 hearts. You couldn't have guessed, there is a ton of stuff in this stage that hits you. Very slow moving fireball cycles that you can just skip by damage boosting through them. There's also a lot of places you don't want to take damage because you want to save your hits as long as you can, maximize your iframe usage and everything like that. It's the middle platform with 4 that's below average, but it's kind of normal for what Chef has been doing. So it's still manageable. Anything lesser than 4, you're in trouble.
Definitely.
Yeah, there you go, pound it.
Nicely waiting.
Yep. And farther through a little bit more. As technically you have 11 hits because you have 1 heart on Diddy as well. That's all the Nano Juice, but that's all you really need. You can take 1 more boost here. And that's the end. Every last hit used. And sometimes, if you play it well, you can get to the end with hits remaining, but you know what? If you used every one of them, that's fine too. No penalty.
So that was getting down to the wire. I was stuttering on a couple of the rolls for it, but
I mean, that was a good 8-1. Good job.
Good enough. Yeah, definitely.
So now we have 8-2 and 8-3. These are two back-to-back auto-scrollers. Casual players might remember these. These are very difficult, but
Yeah,
I learned.
especially when collecting stuff.
Oh my god. It's the
Con
worst.
letters.
Yeah, hitting your head on the ceiling and everything like that. First
So
one's
you
the
still
rocket barrels. Go ahead.
You still want to do puzzle percent?
Oh yeah, dude. I
Yo,
mean,
we could race it sometime.
I don't know. Maybe. I'd be on 3DS though. I don't have it on Wii or Wii U.
Oh.
I can look at routing it. You're down.
I think we should
Routing?
do
Blind race.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yay, get ready for the best 10 hours of your life.
8-hour stream.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not unusual to those. Longest I've done is like 9.5 on a good day. Fire snakes. Everybody remember these? Oh, fun.
Yeah. Go up, go down, go in between,
Yep.
Just
and
dance
stay
around.
up a little bit. Yeah.
And the obligatory lava that scares you in an autoscroller. It never gets you because you're in an autoscroller, but you don't remember that when you're playing this for the first time. So then you end up crashing into something. Okay. That's 8-2. Fun. Now we move on to 8-3,
Hey.
which is better.
Guess what? It's a minecart level.
Yeah. Although we have to agree, minecart levels are vastly more interesting than rocket barrel levels.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because at least in this one, like most in World 4, you get breaks and stuff, and you get to do movement, although it's very limited because you're on sinking platforms. It's grand.
I like how it shoots you against a giant rock. And Donkey Kong is just okay.
That jump can be scary, but Chef knows what he's doing.
He's a professional.
Absolutely. Even though he dies in the stage in PV pace.
Yeah. Yeah. Like one day.
Oh, did you actually die on the stage? I don't remember. Oh, I wasn't watching. Yeah.
Yep.
I was doing my own practice for the marathon.
Alright, made it through that section. Aha! A little bit slower than usual, but
Unless you always hit that tiki.
yeah.
I'm like, inside I'm like, Chef, jump over it. Jump over it. He does a roll jump. Clear setup for it. Hits the tiki anyway.
Look, it's just out of habit.
He's slow.
I saw you waited there, probably on purpose to not lose Diddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are no Diddy barrels in both the snake and this level, and you definitely want Diddy in the level after this.
Oh boy, it's like 5-4 on fire. Literally, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Except they just don't move side to side. Oh boy, 8-5. This stage is known for what Chef likes to call infinite cycling himself. So, if y'all remember what he did on 7-5 and 7-6, he just kept dying over and over again. That happens on this stage a lot. Occasionally it goes without a hitch, but the stage is also really annoying. Because as Reich mentioned before, there's very limited Diddy barrels in this stage. And you want to start, which he did with Diddy. And you don't get one until the middle, late part of the level, much like 5-4. I mean, hey, we even have the Zubats visiting us. Yay!
Hey, bye. That's what I like to say.
Yep. There's a Diddy barrel, and then this part of the level. This isn't too bad. Trying to make these cycles with these rocks is dumb, as well as fireballs, but moving pretty smoothly. Just don't bonk on the last one, and we'll be fine. I actually thought that was the ending for a second.
Trust me, so did I. I was like, wait, that's not the next jump. But hey, we made it through with only a quick, stutter in my heart rate. Like,
he didn't die.
I didn't die. Like,
very good.
I made that roll jump, and I was like, yeah, this is the end. I know exactly I'm going to jump next, and I'm like, wait, there's another platform. Oh, I'm not there.
Vastly more platforms.
There's some real fun stuff there.
Yep. 8.6, kind of a breather in comparison to 8.5. A lot less crap in your way, which is very nice, but kind of gotta wait for these platforms to move and stuff. I like this.
It's half of an auto-scroller, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And there's a really good skip at the end.
Yep. And the chef knows it, luckily. Thank God for us.
That's good. So all we need is to keep Diddy until the end.
Yep. Which can and can't happen, depending on what Chef's feeling. Doing really good so far, though. Picked up the extra heart, took the boost there.
Got hit there.
Well, to him it's a boost, because he does it every time.
Okay.
Not getting lava wheeled, that's very big to note. Because generally, when you first are learning this game, or if you're picking up the stage and ILing it, you'll want to jump off of everything, and then you'll jump, and the giant lava wheel will crush you, and it's very disheartening when it happens.
Reminder that going fast is not always the fastest way.
Yes, sometimes there's waiting necessary. This is the skip or the auto-scroller that Reich was talking about before. So generally you're moving down slowly, but you're also moving to the side. So what Chef just did there, hopefully, thank God. There's a certain point where you can make it by rolling deep and jumping with a hover, and you make it to the gold barrel. I think that saves like, what, 20 seconds? I'm not sure.
I think this specific thing was like 10 seconds or so. You can do it a little bit earlier from higher up.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, like the barrel is all the way to the right and there's no death plane, or not too far at least. And
so
since the structure you're on is like just going slightly to the right.
Oh yeah, you get a little bit of speed off of it. I forgot. I'm supposed to know momentum. This is a forced auto-scroller.
Kinda.
Half.
Oh yeah, the volcano part. That's true.
Yeah. So this lava will rise at a set rate, and platforms will pop out at a set rate. So you can really only progress as fast as the level will let you. As you can see, these platforms are just popping out of the wall. So you have to wait for them, and then you have to wait for everything to clear out of your way. And you can get pretty far ahead. You're not always in danger of, losing time. There are some places like here, where if you hop up these really, really fast, you can make it to the top on a good cycle. Like that. And then you have to wait a little bit longer. But for the most part, this isn't too interesting of a stage. This is kind of a decrescendo or decrescendo up to the final boss, which is a giant pain.
Alright, let's just mash A for the finish of this.
Yep.
Yeah, when it's in the barrel, it's just smooth sailing. Nothing can kill you. Unless you don't mash, in which case. Or just like not press A button.
I'm mashing B! It's not working! Oh!
They ask for it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or if your controller dies in the middle of that section.
Alright,
like-
time for 8B. Good
Yep.
lord. Please be kind to me.
Yep. So, hopefully Tiki Tong steps into Chef's office here. First half of this boss is an auto-scroller to get up to the mouth of the giant Tiki and then the smaller Tiki inside of him, which is very angry antisocial soul.
Afterwards, you'll see the boss that definitely was not in any other game, like the Wind Waker, or Ocarina of Time, or
absolutely
Star
not.
Fox. It's a unique boss.
Totally.
Heck, Odyssey even copied.
I mean, it's also in Mario 64.
That's definitely true.
Half of it, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to have giant freaking stone hands in my command. Could you imagine how awesome that'd be?
Well, Mario comes and takes possession of that hand, and then just punches me in the face.
Yeah, it just comes through your TV screen. It's like, it's a my game now. Ow, that hurt my voice.
Alright, come on now. Be kind to me.
So, Tiki Tong, oh, he has two hands. You want to hit the jewels on his hands, break his hands, and hit him in the head 3 times. We'll be coming up on time as well, I'm sure Nar knows.
Also, when he loses his hands, it's totally RNG what he's gonna do. At first, he's gonna let you hit him, and afterwards, well, whatever he does, whatever he wants, and you could be there stuck forever if you're really unlucky.
I just
Let's hope we're not that unlucky.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Recently, Chef had been stuck in a cycling on Tiki Tong's head for 3 minutes without giving him an
No.
opportunity. But that's out of the way. That was prior. This is good RNG for the marathon and getting flattened. That's nice.
Yeah. A little weird right now. It's kind of sticking a little bit, but it's alright.
Time is on the final hit of Tiki Tong.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, did you?
What? Whoa!
I'm way behind.
Yeah. I've
Oh.
never seen that, but alright,
There you go.
Perfect time in a marathon.
Wait,
From
three in a row?
And he did a quick hit, like throughout his open fist, like a wall, and then
Yeah, like-
immediately no cues or anything, just went straight across.
Yeah, like he put it on the side wall, like he juked him out as if Tiki Tong
Okay.
had his hand on the ground, and then he laughed at him and then continued the other half of his hand slap, which as you might have guessed, has never happened before. This is a marathon. That's when things like this happen.
And if he can
Exactly.
just- Oh nope, we're gonna keep going with more enemies here. There we go. Are you gonna slam now? Nope, we're gonna swoop. We're waiting on the third head hit. There it is, and time.
Or time now, because delay.
Yeah, we're waiting.
142.51. It's about what?
That's about average for the.
Well, unfortunately, that was not a 141.
But it's a good marathon time
that's-
nonetheless.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
take it.
It's only like. Oh, I'm trying to think. How many seconds slower is that than your PB, right?
8.
Yeah.
I'll take it all day long.
Actually, it's 8 seconds faster. Or 6. What is it?
I thought your PB was a 142.38.
No, 59.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should play some more.
I think so. Yeah, it was that was a very generous estimate, to be honest. I have no idea why
Yeah.
it was 2 hours.
I mean, I'm glad it
150
was, but
at max.
Oh yeah, I thought we agreed that we made our estimates both 145, Chef. But
I thought we
guess
did,
not.
but hey, I'll take this right now.
You can quickly change it.
I mean, let's be honest. It could have gone that bad that a 2-hour estimate would have been necessary.
I mean, it could have. There have been a couple of those afternoons, so.
Yeah, there was a 159 in the last couple months that. And even farther back from that, I think there was actually a over 2-hour run. I'm like, hey, Chef, you remember months ago when I came in and you still hadn't sub-2'd? Yeah, we're going back there again.
Alright, you said something's a bit off?
Huh.
Alright, that's fine. Alright, guys, well, that was fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for
Guy,
watching.
Thanks for commentating for me.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on off and keep on running with whatever's next up. What else do we
Super
have?
Mario Brothers.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna jump right back into that. So,
Yep.
I will see you guys a little bit later. Thanks.
Yep.